stormy weather in the Milwaukee area, so the roof closed up tight for tonight's Game 2. It's the Mets and the Brewers as Milwaukee's looking for a win tonight to even the series at a game apiece. Won't dampen our spirits, though. Take a look at a pretty good pitching matchup as the Mets send Mike Pelfrey out on the mound. He had a 15-win season a year ago, but has struggled out of the gates with an ERA of over 5.5 so far here in 2011. And the Brewers counter with the lefty, Randy Wolf. He can't wait for this game. His 12 wins against the Mets are the most against any team he has faced in his career. Outstanding numbers and a nice ERA at 3.27. Welcome aboard, everybody. We continue the broadcast here on Fox Sports Wisconsin Game 2, and the Brewers are fired up and ready to go. Yeah, start your engines for Milwaukee as we take you through some important numbers before the start of Game 2. Brewers starters better than good. Over the last 21 games, they have posted a 3.21 ERA, including what Sean Markham was able to do, and a tough no decision for him. And one reason is the leather being flashed by Carlos Gomez, including last night robbing 2 at the wall. The second turned a home run into an out. And the home run ball working for the Crew. 69 so far in the season, ranked second on the senior circuit. Prince has been hot lately. Got number 15 on Tuesday. And one guy who has done his best to add to the home run totals is the king of swing, Prince fielder Bien Rock, with some impressive numbers before first pitch.
Presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness. By AT&T. And brought to you by Toyota, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Toyota territory at Miller Park. Roof is closed on a Wednesday night, and we are set for baseball here. The Brewers and the New York Mets, and Prince Fielder, he continues his tear this season. Prince Fielder and Matt Kemp tied for the National League lead in runs batted in, 50 RBIs apiece. Game 61 of the season last night. It's been a great start for Prince Fielder. And hi, everybody. We welcome you back from Miller Park alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Brian Anderson. Let's talk about Prince Fielder a little bit. A perennial all-star. He's hoping for a return trip to Phoenix this year. He's got a great chance to be an all-star once again. Fielder having a great start to the season, which is unusual for Prince. Normally a slow starter who gets it going later. This year it's been completely the opposite.
Well, it's hard to believe that guy could get better, but he continues to improve each and every game. He's not drawing his walks. He's getting his base hits. covering all of the field, left field line, right field line. Prince up among leaders in just about every slugging category. And the reason that Ricky Weeks and Ryan Braun in the top 5 in runs scored is because of that guy, Prince Fielder. He is the straw that stirs the drink for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's got 4 home runs in his last 5 games. He has done absolutely everything that you can expect from your cleanup hitter.
Well, Fielder homered last night. Some changes in the batting order behind Prince Fielder. We'll get into that when we get ready for baseball. Randy Wolf is up tonight. The Brewers and the Mets, Game 2. And it's coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And here comes Randy Wolf leading the Brewers onto the field at beautiful Miller Park on a night with some thunderstorms outside. The roof is all closed up. Brian Anderson, Bill Schroeder, Mark Kincannon. And we're glad you're with us tonight. Game 2 of this 3-game series with the Mets. Mets winning last night by a 2-1 final score. They've won 3 straight for their first-year manager, Terry Collins. And here is his batting order tonight, courtesy of Piggly Wiggly. Jose Reyes, Justin Turner, and Carlos Beltran at the top. The middle of the order is Angel Pagan, Jason Bay, and Ronnie Paulino, with Nick Evans, Ruben Tejada, and Mike Pelfrey rounding it out. And Randy Wolf, he has seen plenty of the Mets in his career. He makes his 13th start for the Brewers tonight.
Yep, and he is 12-5 against the Mets in 32 starts. As a matter of fact, Randy Wolf has more wins and more starts against the Mets than any other team in his career, and he has been throwing the baseball pretty well this year.
Wolf's first pitch to Jose Reyes is in there for a strike, and away we go. On a Wednesday night, Bruce Dreckman is the home plate umpire. Paul Immel, Rob Drake, and the crew chief Gary Darling on the bases. Reyes dealt the big blow last night for the Mets. Had a 2-run triple in the 7th inning. The only 2 runs the Mets needed in a 2-1 victory Chris Capuano, the former Brewer, picked up the win last night. He beat Marco Estrada. Francisco Rodriguez saved his 17th. Not much offense last night. The Brewers are certainly hoping for more tonight. It spoiled a great effort by Sean Markham last night, who went 6 shutout innings on a night when he really didn't have his best stuff, but he only gave up 2 hits last night.
He walked 4. That was the unusual thing for Markham, but he still was able to battle out there and keep the Mets off the board. And that's what Markham does, and that's really a sign of what this starting rotation can do. Even when they don't go out there with pinpoint control, they can keep their team in the game.
Starting pitching has been a big story for the Brewers this year. Slicing into right center, that's going to get down, a base hit. And Jose Reyes will roll into second with a double. This guy is having a huge year this year. He's the league's leading hitter, and he bangs out an extra base hit to start play tonight.
Just gets a fastball up in the strike zone, and watch the way he hammers this ball, in the right center. Roger Morgan not able to catch up to it, goes all the way to the wall, and he was thinking about a triple. Morgan with a good throw into the infield keeps him at second base. That's a good approach right here. Even at 3/4 speed, he's about as fast as anybody in the game.
Well, he is an electrifying player. A free agent at season's end, and he's putting together one of his best years of his career. He leads the league in hits, batting average. He's second in doubles. Actually, that double there ties him for the league lead in 2-baggers this year. That's number 19. And Reyes has extended his hitting streak to 12 consecutive games.
He's tied with his teammate Carlos Beltran. Mets might not hit a ton of home runs, but they get some extra base hits. They have a decent slugging percentage because of the doubles and triples.
So Randy Wolf in trouble early. Justin Turner at the plate with a runner in scoring position. And it's quickly 0-2 on Justin Turner. Turner's been getting most of the time at third base in the absence of David Wright, who is out with a stress fracture in his back. Yeah, they're not sure on the return date for David Wright. It's going to be a while, possibly around the All-Star break, maybe afterwards.
Hey, Brewers catch a bit of a break. They go into Florida and not have to deal with Hanley Ramirez, and with the Mets coming into town, no David Wright. And 2 very good offensive players that the Brewers pitchers don't have to deal with.
Terry Collins has his Mets just 2 games under 500, 29-31. As Randy Wolf strikes out Justin Turner. Put it right by him. Turner, as if he had a hole in his bat, wondering how he missed that pitch. Check the Brewers defensively. Nigel Morgan back in there in center field tonight. Hart and Braun flank him in the outfield. Then it's McGee, Betancourt, Weeks, and Fielder around the infield, with Will Nieves catching Randy Wolf, and that's been the trend here lately. Morgan starting against right-handed starting pitchers, and Will Nieves catching Randy Wolf every 5th day.
And it seemed to work out pretty well. The continuity with Nieves and Randy Wolf, who is not the easiest guy to call a game for. He's got his own way of getting through a ball game, throws certain pitches in peculiar times, and Nieves is pretty much in tune to that.
Beltran lifts one to center. Back is Nigel Morgan, and there is out number 2. Reyes will tag and advance to third. Well, we had a chance to visit with Ron Renicky earlier today. Here are his thoughts on Randy Wolf, and especially his outing tonight early in the ballgame.
I think it's just, getting through those first couple innings, and when he's getting through those easy, I think he rolls in 6-7 innings and has a nice outing. Sometimes when he's giving it up early, he's scuffled through the rest of the outing. So I think it's important for him to come out and do well those first couple.
He's only really had 3 bad starts, his first one of the year, and then back-to-back starts in the beginning of May. Other than that, Randy's been pretty good, and when he struggles, home runs are usually involved. He's given up 10 of them this year. But this year, Randy Wolf right now has less hits than innings pitched, and that's a good sign for him.
Now Reyes over at third with 2 out now, and Angel Pagan batting cleanup for the Mets. Not exactly your prototypical cleanup hitter in a National League lineup. Angel Pagan batting in that 4th spot for the first time this season. And a guy who has now hit in the first 6 spots in the batting order, with the exception of 3rd. He's been a leadoff guy. You don't see many interchangeable parts who can hit leadoff and cleanup.
Right. And normally when you don't have that continuity 1 through 4 in your lineup, you're not going to be consistent in scoring runs. Now, the top of the order has to be in there just about every day. There was Daniel Murphy, the cleanup hitter last night. He's a left-handed batter.
Well, when the season began, it was a lineup that featured Jose Reyes, Carlos Beltran, David Wright, Jason Bay. That's a pretty formidable run-producing lineup with the table setter in Reyes at the top. And there's a call. Strike 3. Randy Wolf off to a good start, just like his manager asked. A leadoff double, but Wolf pitches around it. Retires the next 3 in order. He 6 games over, or check it, 7 games over 500 to start play today. 34 and 27, 2.5 back of the Cardinals. And the Piggly Wiggly batting order for Reneke tonight. It's Weeks, Morgan, and Braun. The middle is a little bit different tonight. Fielder bats 4th with Corey Hart batting 5th. Casey McGee has been bumped down to the 6th hole. And then it's Betancourt, Nieves, and Randy Wolf. And that lineup will face the Mets opening day starter this year, Mike Pelfrey. And a bit of an inconsistent season for the big right-hander.
Hey, he's throwing well here at Miller Park. He's 6'7" and 249 pounds, but doesn't throw all that hard. More of a control pitcher. He's had issues with keeping the ball in the ballpark, giving up 10 home runs, and he's got an ERA at about 5.5. It's not been a very good start to his season this year.
Giving up a ton of hits this season. He's given up 80 hits in just 68 innings. And the Brewers are hoping that trend continues here tonight. Ricky Weeks leads off, takes strike 1. Weeks with an on-base percentage of .360 to start play today, a .284 hitter overall, and is currently tied for 3rd in the National League in runs scored. Has 43 runs scored in 61 games this year. Always a testament to a good leadoff hitter. The on-base percentage and the run scored. And right now, Ricky Weeks is inside the top 3 of the National League in that category. Second on the All-Star voting. At the second release of the voting, Brandon Phillips looks like he is headed as a starter unless Brewers fans can make some noise with their votes. Give Ricky Weeks a push. There's no question, Rock. He is putting together an all-star season. There are very few leadoff hitters that produce like Ricky Weeks.
Man, he's got that batting average over 280. He's been very consistent in getting on base. He's been drawing his walks.
into right field, right at Beltran for the first out. Joining Beltran in the outfield is Angel Pagan and Jason Bay. The infield, Justin Turner, Jose Reyes, Ruben Tejada, and Nick Evans, who returns tonight. And then it's Ronnie Paulino doing the catching. Mike Pelfrey, a guy that will see a lot of ground balls when he's right. The infield defense is very important with Mike Pelfrey for the New York Mets.
Now, a guy that doesn't strike out many batters, he relies on a good sinker and the double play ball, but the Mets don't turn many double plays. Dead last in the National League, and I think that in large part is due to the kind of the revolving door over at second base. 5 different second basemen the Mets have used this year.
There's a bouncer out to Reyes, and a strong arm takes care of Nigel Morgan. Let's get a scouting report tonight on pitcher Mike Pelfrey. It comes from hitting coach Dale Swain.
Basically fastball, slider, throw occasional split to right-handers. He's going to be anywhere from 90 to 93. He's got some late movement, some run on his ball. Slider can be inconsistent at times, kind of cutter type, have some depth at sometimes. Throws a lot of pitches to hit. You got to be ready to hit off him. He's not afraid of the strike zone. Comes right at you with both pitches.
You know, and that's why, you know, Dale's saying you'll get some pitches to hit. He's given up the 10 home runs and, you know, more hits than innings pitched. 80 hits in 68 innings, as you mentioned, and you're going to get some pitches to hit. The key is to take advantage of the pitches that are in the zone.
Ryan Braun with 2 outs in the first. Pelfrey just pounding the strike zone here early. He's made 9 pitches to get his day started. He has 7 strikes already. So when Dale Swain says he's going to be around the strike zone, the hitting coach knows what he's talking about. Pelfrey coming off a bad start against the Pirates his last time out. He gave up 7 earned runs in 5 innings, the most earned runs he has given up in a game all season.
And he doesn't hurt himself too much with the walks. You know, Pelfrey has not walked more than 2 batters in a game since way back on April 11th. He walked 4 in that game, but he throws a lot of strikes, doesn't walk many, doesn't strike out many.
A ball and 2 strikes on Braun. Count evens at 2-2. You can find Ryan Braun's name dotted across the National League leaderboard offensively. 13 home runs, tied for 5th in the league. And the 43 runs batted in for Braun, good enough for 6th. Prince Fielder and Matt Kemp leading the league in RBIs with 50 right now. Braun into right center. Long run for Pagan. He lets that bounce off the wall. And Ryan Braun is in with a double, a 2-out double, which will give the red-hot Prince Fielder a chance at the plate in the first inning.
Just another perfect example of a good at-bat for Ryan Braun. He takes that pitch that's away from him, waits back, and they were hammered it into the gap out there in right center. It looked like one of those split-fingered fastballs that Swain was talking about. Look at the point of contact. He gets it on the sweet spot. Let's get back into the zone a little bit. And Braun able to drive it hard into right center. That's a good approach.
That's great form, isn't it? And a double for Braun. Now Fielder a chance to drive in another run. Prince Fielder would tell you, he'd be the first to tell you, that a great deal of his success has to do with the man in front of him, Ryan Braun. And Braun very public about acknowledging Fielder's hot start to 2011. A big reason why Braun is seeing more pitches to hit.
Especially right-handed pitchers. Lefties, on the other hand, pitch around Braun and pitch to Prince. It's pretty much the other way around with right-handed batters or right-handed pitching.
Now Fielder homered last night. The only Brewers run came on this Prince Fielder 6th inning leadoff home run. Brewers had just 6 hits last night, but Fielder banged one off the batter's eye, deep center field. His 15th homer of the year, his 50th run batted in. Fielder is also leading the National League in extra base hits to start play today. That's 31 extra base hits. And he has a new hitter behind him. Not Casey McGee tonight. He is bumped down a slot. Corey Hart will hit in that 5-hole tonight for Ron Renicky.
First time in a couple of years that Casey McGee has not hit behind Prince Fielder.
Braun out at second. Here's the 2-1. Fielder into the shift. And Tejada makes a play for the out. Side retired. The Brewers get a double, fail to score, and we head to the second. All-star ballot. Vote Brewers. Vote often. That's the way we like to say it around here. Randy Wolf over his last 4 starts. A win, a loss, and an ERA under 3 for Randy Wolf.
He's had very good command of his fastball. The cut fastball has been very good, in large part because of his command of his 4-seam fastball on the outside corner to right-handed batters. That, to me, is the key to his success. That pitch right there. You get that for a strike early. A lot of hitters are going to go up there looking for that cutter from Randy Wolf. When he shoots that outside corner and throws it for a strike, it surprises hitters a lot. Well, that time Bay went after it, but he came up empty.
Now Wolf giving up very few hits over those last 4 games. You saw the opponent batting average under 200. He's only given up 9 hits in his last 24 2/3 as Jason Bay lifts one high in the air to center field. Bay is retired and his slump continues.
On a 67-mile-an-hour curveball from Randy Wolf. Can't throw it much slower than that and get it to home plate.
Well, the roof is all closed up tonight. The panels are open, so there's a nice breeze blowing through the ballpark. Never really sure how the open panels affect the trajectory of the baseball, whether it pushes them to right center. Everybody has a theory on that, including my partner.
I think it helps a little bit. You get a little bit of air flowing in here. A lot of times when the wind is blowing in to the panels, it shoots behind the grandstands and has a jet stream into the gaps. But some players will tell you that it's just the opposite. When everything's closed up, that's when the ball carries the best.
You can't really back it up with numbers because when everything is closed up, it's normally cold outside, and of course when it's colder the ball doesn't travel as well. But on those days when it's hot and steamy and everything's closed up, then you can really see the ball travel. I think that's when it's at its most hittable, on a hot summer day when there are thunder showers around, when they have to close the roof and the panels. Either way, it's a hitter's ballpark, and Randy Wolf is a fly ball pitcher. who is having a lot of success. Normally a combination that doesn't go well together. There's a line shot, a base hit to center field by Ronnie Paulino. And the Mets catcher with a single.
Hey, join the Brewers in Red Prairie in supporting the Miracle League of Milwaukee by purchasing a package that includes a Gale Club ticket for Friday, July 8th, and a signed batting practice jersey. Call 414-902-GAME or visit brewers.com/giveback.
His Bears got a secret. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. He's missing the peanuts, but he's got his tiger.
There's peanuts in the Cracker Jacks. At least they did the last time I had a bag of Cracker Jacks, which was a while ago.
He's got a different world going on in there. Happy to be at the ballpark. A lot of families are here. Schools are out for the most part across Wisconsin this week. A number of them out tomorrow, then Friday. I know it's a big weekend expected here at Miller Park with the Cardinals coming to town. And we're set up for a great summer of baseball. The Brewers look like a contender at this point. Still a lot of baseball to be played, but 7 games over 500. And a good ball club. Should be a lot of fun this summer. We hope you'll make plans to join us at some point. One of the great things about Miller Park, you know you're going to play. So you can pack up the car and make the trip. You know there will be baseball when you have a retractable roof. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. And in this spring, I think every team wishes they had a retractable roof with the way the weather's been.
Field in great condition after a little heat wave. You know, the last time we were here, the temperatures were in the 50s. Changed dramatically when we returned. Got a chance for 2 here. Betancourt to Weeks. And a 6-4-3 double play. Randy Wolf is through the first 2 innings scoreless. Routine as it gets. 2 outs with 1 swing of the bat. To the bottom of the second. No score here at Miller Park. Corey Hart will lead off. He'll be followed by McGee and then Betancourt. A good crowd filing in on a Wednesday night. Brewers have had so much success here at Miller Park this year, but a loss last night. There's a bouncer in the hole. Reyes jump throw, and Hart beats it down the line. That'll be a base hit for Corey Hart, an infield hit. Reyes made it close.
Man, very athletic out there at shortstop. He can make up plays. He's got good range and a very good arm. A snap throw a little bit off the mark, and Corey Hart able to beat it. So a leadoff base runner from Milwaukee. There's that sinking fastball. You got to make Pelfrey get that pitch up in the strike zone early in the count.
So a base runner for the Brewers to start the second, and here is Casey McGee. Now McGee mired in a long slump at the plate. He is 0 for his last 25. And a little bit different batting stance here tonight, a little more upright.
A lot more upright. And Casey not as much on his back leg either. I'm going to try anything to get things going.
Interesting how the cycles go. Casey McGee was telling us a story last year when he was in the minor leagues with the Cubs. He was an upright hitter like this, and he went through a terrible stretch at the plate through the first 6 weeks, hitting under 200. And so he just went up there, and the first thing that popped in his mind was Albert Pujols. So he imitated Albert Pujols' stance, which is the one that Brewers fans are most comfortable seeing Casey McGee. And then he went on a tear, and he ended up driving in 98 runs that year in AAA for the Iowa Cubs. So it looks like he has gone back
for the time being. Yeah, for the time being. I don't think that that's going to last forever. Just an opportunity for Casey to change things up a little bit. When you have driven in 170 runs in 2 years for an organization, that's a legitimate run producer right there. 102 RBIs last year. This is the aberration as opposed to the first 2 years. Yeah, Casey's going to find it. But the good news is, and this is the thing that Casey says all the time when we talk to him, the team's winning. It doesn't hurt nearly as much.
And he knows he is a big focal point of the offense. So he is battling hard, grinding away, trying to find a stroke, trying to find his strike zone. That's usually what it comes down to. It's usually the swing is fine. It's just what you see that is the problem. What you expect as a strike.
And sometimes you get caught in between. You know, you're looking for one pitch, you get another, you find yourself getting rung up on third strikes, taking pitches down the middle.
Hart takes off, and a bouncer right to the second baseman Tejada, and that's going to turn into a double play.
And that's the way it goes too. When you're having a tough time, you hit the ball right on the nose. You can see the smile for Casey McGee saying, what do I have to do to get a base hit here? Hit that one hard, and it couldn't have worked out any better for the New York Mets. Laughing on the outside, livid on the inside. That's a good cut fastball. And because Tejada was covering, it turned into an easy double play.
Well, you got to give Pelfrey some credit. He made a good pitch. Behind in the count, and a 4-3 double play. McGee retired. 2 outs for Yuniesky Betancourt. Betancourt's bat has come alive lately. Had 2 hits last night. He was 2 for 3. Uni had a triple and a run scored on Monday in Miami. And of course, he had the big hit Saturday in Miami. In a 2-2 game, he doubled in a run in the 7th inning that gave the Brewers the lead. A lead they would not give up. Part of that 4-game sweep of the Florida Marlins. Typically, Betancourt does his damage early in counts. He'd like to improve his 2-strike hitting. Has 3 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Batting average of .239 to start play today. Got jammed. Bouncer out to Reyes. And he gets Betancourt to end the inning. So an infield hit to start. Pelfrey works around it. And we go to the third. Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Subway. Try our $5 featured footlong of the month. Subway, where winners eat.
No Score Top 3. I'm with Brewer Executive Vice President in charge of business, Rick Schlesinger. Rick, big weekend coming up. Saturday, first of all, Cerveceros Day here at the ballpark.
Right. It's our 4th annual Cerveceros Day celebrating Hispanics in baseball. We're going to wear the Cerveceros jerseys, which are always popular with the fans. The Cardinals will be wearing their special jerseys. It's a big series, obviously, big matchup with the first place Cardinals.
Saturday, also your first block party of the season.
Right. It's at LaFollette Park in West Dallas. We'll have players there, autographs and games, and the sausages will be there. It's a fun opportunity for our players to go out to the community, for the community to meet the players.
And if that's not a busy enough weekend, Sunday, Zach Greinke Bobblehead Day.
It's our 3rd bobblehead of the year, and obviously our signature acquisition in the offseason, Zach Greinke. It'll be featured on a bobblehead. So we're looking at sellouts for Saturday and Sunday, and tickets available for Friday. But we want fans to come out as much as possible for these games against the Mets, Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
Rick, thanks. We appreciate it. Guys, block parties are back. Let the summer begin.
Yeah, that is a great event, those block parties. And tip our hat to Teddy Werner and his gang and all the work they do. Players enjoy getting out there and get face-to-face with the fans. Always a great opportunity.
Not too many organizations do things like that. I mean, that's the one thing that the Brewers do a very good job of, getting the players out in the community, the score program, the block parties, and many of the other events that the players and coaches take part in.
Ball at 2 strikes. Randy Wolf on Ruben Tejada. Tejada is a 300 hitter this year. He's hitting .317. Terry Collins has him in the 8th spot in the batting order. Yesterday, Tejada with 2 hits. He was 2 for 4. Pretty much seeing most of the time at second base these days. Once David Wright went out with the injury, that moved Justin Turner over to 3rd, and Tejada getting most of the innings at second base. There aren't a lot of big name players with the Mets right now, but a lot of fresh faces that have come up from their AAA affiliate in Buffalo. And for Terry Collins, he's got some interchangeable parts, guys who can play multiple positions in the infield and the outfield.
And hungry to be successful at the major league level. Grinders.
Terry Collins was hired by the Mets last year as a minor league instructor, so he roved around the minor league system. He knows a lot of these players, so it was an easy fit for him as he took over as the manager of the Mets to plug some of these pieces in. He knows their strengths, their weaknesses. And on the flip side, I think the players feel comfortable with Terry Collins. They've swung the bat well this season.
Yes, they have.
Pitching has been their problem.
Right, offense has been pretty good, although they don't hit many home runs. But that's the guy that gets everything going for the Mets. If he is able to get on base, good things happen for New York. He gets all of his roster involved. He's got a high concentration of right-handed batters in the game tonight. Matter of fact, all of them right-handed hitters.
Now Wolf loses Tejada and a leadoff walk with the pitcher Pelfrey coming up.
Yeah, Tuesday, June 21st is Time Warner Cable Customer Appreciation Night. Find a buy one, get one free Terrace ticket voucher for that game with your most recent Time Warner Cable statement. That's good while supplies last.
So Mike Pelfrey, an opportunity to drop a bunt down. Pelfrey gets one down. Randy Wolf's only play is on the pitcher running. Sacrifice bunt for Mike Pelfrey.
Did a nice job getting it down, but he got that bat a little bit too far into his body. Almost got it on the finger right there. That's a throwing hand. Got to get that bat out in front a little bit more. Almost got him.
That is how Manny Parra broke his finger. And earlier this year, that is how Nigel Morgan broke his finger. Wrapped around that bat. Well, a runner at second for Reyes. Somehow the Brewers are going to have to find an answer for this guy. 2 more hits last night. He drove in 2. Reyes with a double in the first inning. Had it not been for the speed of Carlos Gomez, Reyes would have had an inside the park home run last night. And it was impressive watching him fly around the bases.
It looks effortless when a guy like Reyes, a guy like Gomez run.
Reyes with that double in the first, now hitting .341. And an on-base percentage of .389. And you see where he ranks in some major categories in the National League.
Yep, 11 of the 16 triples hit by the Mets belong to Jose Reyes.
Well, Reyes finally healthy once again. He's been battling injuries for the last couple of seasons. A terrible hamstring injury 2 years ago. But still only 28 years of age now. Had a good comeback here last year. He was an all-star last season. Three balls, 1 strike on Reyes. And Wolf walks him. First and second now. 2 walks in the inning for Randy Wolf. Click on the Fan Zone tab on the FoxSportsWisconsin.com homepage. You can win prizes in the new Fox Sports Wisconsin Fan Zone, from team merchandise, game tickets, unique fan experiences, tech toys, and more. And if you're not a member, join now. It's fast and free. It's all at the Fan Zone tab, FoxSportsWisconsin.com. So here is Justin Turner now with 2 on, both via the walk, and 1 out. Wolf struck out Turner his last time up. Starts it with a slow curveball. The Mets are still without David Wright and Ike Turner.
Ike Davis.
Excuse me, Ike Davis. Ike Turner. Ike and Tina. Justin Turner, not to be confused with Ike.
Listen to some tunes on the way to the ballpark today.
That was nice.
That's good.
Yeah, Ike Davis is out with an ankle injury.
You know what I like about that? It's usually me saying something like that.
Who are the Brewers playing tonight anyway?
Yeah, the Mets, I think. That's right. You're getting a bit older, right? Big day yesterday for you.
Starting to
stuff starts to happen.
Lose some things. There's a strike from Wolf. Ball and 2 strikes on Justin Turner. Taking a lot of time between pitches here.
Yeah, not very happy with that call by Bruce Dreckman.
Wolf looking for a ground ball. There's a curveball popped up. Center field, it's Morgan. Out number 2. Tejada will not test the arm of Morgan.
Yeah, nice curveball that time by Randy Wolf. Took an awful lot off of and kept it down in the zone, and Turner reaches for it and easy out to center. That's a good pitch. So far, Randy Wolf, it appears, having a tough time locating that cut fastball. So what do? You can't just keep pouring in fastballs and four seamers. He goes with the curveball. It's a good one.
Well, 2 gone, still 2 on for the Mets, and it's Carlos Beltran. Beltran having a good year at the plate. .278 average, has 9 homers, 34 runs batted in. You always have to take the Mets home run totals with a grain of salt. The ballpark they play in, very pitcher friendly. Tough to hit home runs at Citi Field in Flushing. And they'll ask if he went. Yes, he did, says Paul Immel. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, good cut fastball that time, and Carlos Beltran tried to hold up, couldn't do it.
Beltran was robbed of a home run last night. That was that great play by Carlos Gomez. On the ground to short, Betancourt the easy way, and the inning is over. Randy Wolf, 3 scoreless. He strands a pair of Mets in the 3rd.
I think if Randy continues to throw well and it works out, I think I'll try to catch Will with it.
But the manager doesn't want to be pinned in a corner, calling Will Nieves Randy Wolf's personal catcher. You can understand why. That might change throughout the course of the year, but Nieves has ended up in that role the last few times around, and Wolf seems to be a little more comfortable with Nieves.
As a former catcher, I'm not big on one catcher having to catch a certain pitcher. My feeling is, big league catchers can catch anybody. And if you make the adjustments, you're going to be able to do it. But it's worked out pretty good. I mean, if you're Will Nieves, it's nice to know when you're going to be in there. He knows he's going to catch Randy Wolf. And, by the same token, Jonathan Lucroy knows that he's going to get a day off when Randy Wolf is out there on the mound.
On our Carsoup.com email the booth question concerning the combination, the battery. Pete and Sharon from Muskego. Why is the pitcher-catcher combination referred to as the battery?
Well, because like a car battery, nothing can happen with a car until the battery turns the actual ignition on and gets the car going. And nothing can happen in baseball. There can't be a play until the pitcher throws to the catcher. That's essentially why they call it the battery. It gets everything started in the game.
Very nice.
If you don't have a battery in a car, what good is it?
You don't have a car. You have a stationary vehicle.
It might look nice, but you can't do anything with it. It's a good question.
And the battery tonight hitting back-to-back in the order. Nieves and Randy Wolf. Wolf has 3 hits this year. He's 3 for 22 at the plate. Always takes a good hack. Top of the order coming up next. Ricky Weeks making some fans down there. Almost hit him. That was close.
Trying to catch that inside corner. Didn't even come close. Almost hit the jersey.
Pelfrey deals a 1-2. And the count evens at 2-2. Brewers pitchers know it's important to do their best to reach base, especially with Ricky Weeks and a power threat on deck. A swing and a miss. Out number 2. Randy Wolf strikes out. The first strikeout for Mike Pelfrey.
Took a little bit off and had a little bit of movement on it. That was a slider that time from Pelfrey.
We go back to the top of the order now. Ricky Weeks flew out to right field in the first inning. Hit it pretty well. Ricky's younger brother Jamal was promoted to the big leagues yesterday with the Oakland Athletics, who started and led off yesterday. Started at second base. Mark Ellis is hurt for the Athletics. That one is ripped to right, almost an identical out. A couple of line drive outs for Weeks and a 3 of 3 down inning for Pelfrey.
This Saturday, Brewer wives will be selling baskets filled with their husband's favorite things. The wives will be stationed at the Brewers Community Foundation table on the field level, selling raffle tickets for a small donation. Proceeds will go to Brewers Community Foundation in support of the Alabama Tornado Relief Fund. And once again, guys, the foundation reaching out beyond Wisconsin to help.
I saw a couple of those baskets in the clubhouse today. Some pretty good stuff in there.
Stuff. It's not cheap.
Yeah, full baskets. That's a good event. Thank you, Mark. Scoreless game here in the 4th inning. Runs have been hard to come by in this series so far. A 2-1 Mets win last night. And no runs on the board yet. Angel Pagan leads off, the cleanup hitter. Pagan, Jason Bay, and Ronnie Paulino due up against Randy Wolf. Had a couple of walks last inning. He stranded them both. and worked around a leadoff walk. So Wolf has pitched around a leadoff double and a leadoff walk in this game. Ron Rinicky saying it was important for Wolf to get off to a good start, and he has done that here tonight.
There really haven't been too many starts where Randy Wolf has not gotten off to a good start. It's been a nice start to his year this year. Of his 12 starts, only 3 of them have not been very good. There have been issues with run support from time to time, but you're not going to get any crocodile tears from Mike Pelfrey. The Mets have not scored many runs for him either.
Just missed. Wolf ripped off 3 straight wins in April. Beat the Pirates and the Phillies on the same road trip, and then he won here against the Astros. That didn't miss by much, maybe a little low. Randy's only had 1 win since April 24th. As Pagan is out in front. Braun and Morgan. It's Braun who wants it for out number 1. All right, Rock, our AT&T trivia question tonight. Who is the active leader in saves against the Milwaukee Brewers? Active leader in saves. So maybe think about closer in the same division. One gone in the 4th. Here is Jason Bay. And Wolf hits him. A struggling hitter at the plate. Drilled on the first pitch. Randy Wolf let a cutter get away inside.
Well, trying to come inside, and Jason Bay didn't move that front leg too much. As that cutter kind of surprised him right off the side of the knee.
I saw one similar to that last night. John Lester hit Mark Teixeira last night. They actually had to take Teixeira out of the game to go for an MRI. Hit him on the back knee. John Lester puts a little more heat behind his cut fastball. He got 2 last night. He got Russell Martin and Mark Teixeira. Well, you got a good double play candidate here in Ronnie Paulino. Paulino has hit for a high average this season. Splitting time with Josh Tolley behind the plate. And he shoots one to right again. Another base hit. Hart able to cut it off. Jason Bay on his way to 3rd. And the Mets threatening once again. Runners at 1st and 3rd with just 1 out.
Hey, Ronnie Paulino, very impressive in going to the opposite field. Guy can hit, hitting over 300. Hasn't shown a whole lot of power, but I'll tell you what, that's a good approach going down the right field line. And the Mets in business in the 4th. There's that curved ball. He waits back on it and hits it hard. Impressive getting on top of it and lining it down the right field line. Very good piece of hitting by the Mets catcher.
Now he's already had a 5-hit game this year. That was in his first start for the New York Mets back on May 1st. That was in Philadelphia. 5 for 7 at the plate. That's a good way to introduce yourself to a new club.
Man, the Brewers get a bit of a break. Paulino doesn't run all that well, and a lot of hitters are going to end up at second base, but with Paulino at first, it keeps the double play alive. So Randy Wolf needs to keep this baseball down a little bit and get his ground ball.
Nick Evans bounced into a double play in the 2nd inning. Evans was promoted to the Mets for David Wright when Wright went on the disabled list, but Evans has not played much. Made an appearance against the Braves on the 5th of June. But he's only put together 5 at-bats since May 31st. So nearly a week and a half and only 5 trips to the plate for Nick Evans. One of the many Buffalo Bisons to end up in New York this year. Runners at the corners, 1 away. And Evans takes a strike. 3-2. Evans, known as a patient hitter, he'll draw his walks, not afraid to go deep in a count. And that is going to be a balk, and a run is going to score. Bruce Dreckman, the home plate umpire, called the balk on Randy Wolf, and the Mets are on the board first.
Yeah, a little indecision out there. Randy Wolf made a movement that was deemed by Bruce Dreckman as being a bit deceiving, and you can see the reaction from Rick Kranitz, giving a sign, and Randy going through a series of signs. You can see him start and then stop and then step off. That's too late. That's a balk.
An unforced error for the Brewer pitcher. And now runner at second with 1 out. The 3-2 fouled back.
And once you start, you got to continue to home plate. You can see that bit of a flinch, a little rock back, and the arm, the throwing arm moving, and that is a balk. And that will cost him a run.
Talking to Will Nieves and Jonathan Lucroy, what makes it so tough to call pitches for Randy Wolf, he's a field pitcher. He doesn't have a set pattern necessarily. And a swing and a miss. He strikes out Nick Evans for the second out of the inning. So I guess the trick for a catcher when you're in the process of trying to call a game for Randy Wolf is to kind of feel what he's feeling, to know what his best pitches are as of late, and it may change inning by inning.
And that's not easy to do. Every catcher has a guy that, sometimes it becomes a little bit more difficult to kind of read what he's thinking and anticipate when he wants to throw. And Randy Wolf is certainly a guy that will sometimes pitch a bit backwards. I mean, uses fastball in counts when you wouldn't normally do it, and vice versa. Throw breaking balls when he's down in a count 2-0. But it works for Randy, and it's up to the catcher to be able to adjust. Catchers always have to adjust to the pitcher, not the other way around.
Quick trip to the mound for Nieves. Typically when Wolf starts a game, there are a lot of visits between pitcher and catcher. Ruben Tejada with a runner at second. 2-men are out. A runner's in on a balk. And a changeup from Wolf. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tejada, who walked his last time up. Wolf has given up 3 hits, 2 walks, and he's hit a batter. Left field, Braun almost in his tracks. Side retired. The Mets get a run on a balk. Randy Wolf strands a runner, and the Mets lead it as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
score. The Jeep game reset. Second straight night. It's all about the pitching. Mike Pelfrey of the Mets, the opening day starter, getting help from a double play right there. He's held the Brewers scoreless. Randy Wolf started off with 3 shutout innings, getting help from a twin killing of his own right here. No score until the top of the 4th. Randy Wolf with a balk. Jason Bay scoring from 3rd. And that's all the scoring so far, guys. Not a lot of fireworks so far, but the Brewers hoping to change that here in the bottom of the 4th with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up.
That'll be Morgan, Braun, and Fielder. And the home 4th here at Miller Park. Mike Pelfrey back on the mound. He's given up just the 2 hits. The infield hit by Hart, the double from Ryan Braun. And Morgan drops a bunt down, foul. Nyjer Morgan and Carlos Gomez out early today doing a lot of bunting practice with Ron Renicky and John Shelby. Jerry Narron was out there as well. The 2 best bunters on the club and the 2 speed burners on the club. And I think the manager is hoping that these 2 start to utilize the bunt a little more. At least it pulls in the infield to open up a few holes. Morgan's always been a guy that has used the bunt to his advantage. One of the reasons why Renicky likes him in the 2-hole behind Weeks, setting up runners in scoring position for Braun and Fielder. Nyjer comes in batting .338, an on-base percentage of .380. And while Corey Hart has had a lot of success batting second with the struggles of Casey McGee, it's Morgan in that 2-hole and Hart batting 5th. And 1 gone here in the 4th. Morgan bounces out. Take you back to our AT&T trivia question. Who is the active leader in saves against the Milwaukee Brewers? Going back to 1970. And how about Jason Isringhausen now with the Mets as their setup man all those years as the closer in St. Louis?
Yeah, tough. He's battled through injuries just about his entire career, and I guess everybody thought that he was pretty much done, but has resurfaced with the Mets and is having a nice season.
After missing all of 2010, Isringhausen set up the save last night for Francisco Rodriguez, making a winner out of Chris Capuano last night. Capuano in 6 innings, only 1 earned run in his return to Miller Park.
Yeah, good for him. It's awfully difficult to root against Chris Capuano. Good guy, smart guy.
Braun hits one sharply past the diving Reyes. Amazing that he even had a chance at that ball. He robbed Braun yesterday. And now Braun is on with a single, his 2nd hit of the ball game. Braun's 2 for 2.
Yeah, there's a slider, a cut fastball that didn't do much. It stayed in the middle part of the plate, and Ryan Braun is not often going to miss that pitch. He hits it hard, but they looked for a second that Reyes might have been able to knock it down. I don't think it would have mattered, though.
There might not be a quicker shortstop in the league than Jose Reyes. Just when you think it's a hit, he seems to cover the ground. He took a hit away from Braun yesterday early. Turned it into an out at second base.
Yeah, get to it. He bounces up and has a good arm over to first. From time to time, he can be a bit erratic. The guys that do that, they get up and they make these kind of unorthodox throws. Those are the guys who are going to have some errors with the throwing. But more times than not, he's going to be able to make a play.
Reyes has committed 7 errors this year. Just by way of comparison, Yudesky Betancourt with 8 errors on the season. The 2 starting shortstops in this series. Fielder an at-bat with a runner at first. He's been showing plenty of power lately. He's homered in 4 of his last 5 games. Pelfrey stays inside on him. 2-0 the count on Fielder. It goes to 3-0. Pelfrey being very careful with Prince Fielder. Check the Powerball home run leaderboard. Fielder currently third in the league in home runs with 15. Jay Bruce still the league leader. And then Ryan Braun, Ricky Weeks. All double-digit home run totals. Fielder swinging away 3-0. And a missile to right center. There she goes. A 2-run home run. Fielder had the green light, and he makes Pelfrey pay. 2-1 Brewers.
Oh, now 5 home runs for Prince in his last 6 games. You remember in Florida, hit a 3-0 pitch out for a home run. So when you're hot, you're hot. Not only when Prince Fielder is swinging the bat well, does he hit the ball hard, but he gets under it and hits him out. He is on a roll right now.
Fielder safe at home, safe and secure. New York life. 16th home run of the season, and that is his career 208th home run, which ties Gorman Thomas for third on the all-time Brewers home run list. So as of right now, it's Robin Yount, Jeff Jenkins, and then a tie for Fielder and Gorman Thomas. Boy, that was a lightning bolt of a home run. It was out of here in a flash.
Well, he's something else, isn't he? What a treat to come to the ballpark and watch Prince Fielder every day. You know, when you buy a ticket to the Brewers game, you know Prince is going to be in the lineup. He doesn't miss any games.
He barely misses any innings throughout the course of a year. A couple of seasons ago, he played the entire schedule, 162 games, and he missed just 4 innings the entire season.
And didn't want to do that.
Certainly hitting his way to the All-Star game in Arizona. And a swing and a miss. Corey Hart down on strikes. Well, Prince Fielder is on some kind of roll right now. Take you back to Friday, the first game of the series against the Florida Marlins. It was a 2-run home run in the first inning, got the Brewers on the board, and then Saturday had a big home run in the 7th, a late opposite field game-tying home run. Monday, the final game of the series, Fielder with a 3-run shot, and the Brewers would never look back in a 4-game sweep. Last night against Capuano, the only run of the game for the Brew Crew. And he does it again here tonight.
And you know what makes him so tough? He sprays him around left, center, and right. You know, you pitch him away, he's going to hit him out to left. You try and pitch him inside, and you leave it out over the plate, he's going to pull it.
One of the first things we heard from the new manager, Ron Roenicke, when he talked about his aggressive style, he talked about how it may show up in stolen bases and base running, but Roenicke was quick to point out it also shows up in the count, and he is imploring his hitters to swing away and take the green light and take a hack at 3-0. And Fielder has hit 2 home runs this year on 3-0 pitches. Not something he's done much of in the past.
Well, some guys just are not very good 3-0 hitters. I mean, a lot of guys go up there thinking pitcher's going to throw this ball right down the middle and pretty much going to swing regardless. It takes a special hitter to be a good 3-ball no strike type hitter.
Little flare out to right center. Tejada back in the grass will make the catch, and the side retired, but Prince Fielder unloads once again. The show continues for the big showstopper here in Milwaukee. 2-1 Brewers.
getting a good pitch, number one, and then putting a good swing on it. You know, trying to stay balanced. And after that, you know, it's up to the ball to do what it wants to do.
Now, Prince Fielder certainly is one of those guys that's not very superstitious, because most guys don't like to talk about, you know, their swing or their approach when they're going well. But certainly the interview today, Prince talking about it, goes deep tonight.
Fielder's, you know, he's a technical type hitter. He loves to talk about hitting, not necessarily with the media, but with his teammates. You know, he can actually help guys out at the plate. He's done that in the past a lot. Dale Swaim even talks about Fielder's knowledge of hitting the strike zone, and he's more than just a power hitter, as we said in the interview today, and he takes a lot of pride in that.
Hitting around 300 this year. Takes his walks, goes to left field. And he's done pretty well against left-handed pitching this year.
A bouncing ball out to second. Weeks has plenty of time with Pelfrey running. And there is the first out of the 5th inning. Well, Prince Fielder, oftentimes, as you see the roof opening up here, that's a good sign. Prince Fielder will joke around with his teammates. He does the impressions. You know, he can imitate just about any hitter. But he's a real student of the game from the offensive side. And even though at times he plays the just swing hard in case I hit it, there's a lot more to it than he lets us in for sometimes. So that was a fun interview today to hear him talk about hitting a little bit.
But, you know, to be a good hitter and a consistent hitter, you have to be very mentally tough. It's a grind, 162 games. And I know it's a game. And I'm not trying to compare it to, you know, real life type situations, but you know, it is tough. It's a long season, and you have to be mentally tough. And I don't think I've met too many people more mentally tough than Prince Fielder. I think Ricky Weeks you got to put in there as well. And that's what it takes to be successful in this game. The desire to play every day. You have that passion for baseball, and you know the desire to be good.
As Randy Wolf strikes out Jose Reyes for the second out, and 2 quick outs for the Brewer left-hander here in the 5th.
Well, Randy Wolf getting some run support, and that pitch looked like it was right down the middle, a little bit above the knees. Apparently Jose Reyes looking for something else.
4th strikeout for Randy Wolf. And it'll be Justin Turner now with 2 away. It's always hard to call a game when the roof is opening or closing. You never underestimate the feat that it is to build a retractable roof. It's impressive how big that thing really is. So we're going to have a nice night for baseball the rest of the way. They actually had the roof open for batting practice, and it rained. There was some rain coming in. Nobody knew what to do. We had people running around crazy. It was a quick little shower in and out of here. Just enough to get the field wet.
Clear up shower, right?
Yeah.
We've had enough rain around here for a while.
I thought for a moment they were going to have to pull the tarp. I've never seen the tarp. I'm not sure there's an actual tarp under that covering.
Empty tube.
Line drive right to Fielder. Why not? 1-2-3 inning. Best inning of the night for Randy Wolf.
Well, it brings us tonight's Tavern of the Game winners. King's Corner in lacrosse. If the Tavern contact calls the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
And here is Uni Betancourt. First pitch swinging. Jose Reyes takes care of him. Mike Pelfrey one away here in the 5th inning.
You know that question we had about the battery, you know, the pitcher and the catcher?
Yeah. The question about where the name came from?
Right. We've got some additional information. Now, this coming from an interesting source.
Research and development.
Chris Capuano down in the visitors clubhouse sent me a text. He was listening to the game down there. And I actually read this earlier today, and I figured I'd use the car battery interpretation, thinking I'd get away with it, but shame on me thinking I'd be able to get away with the simple explanation. But it was actually coined in the 1860s by Henry Chadwick. You remember who Henry Chadwick was? He was a baseball historian and statistician back, you know, in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And it refers to the firepower and was inspired by artillery batteries then in use in the Civil War.
That's where the battery comes from.
The battery, artillery batteries.
Now, your story was
turning on the car battery, kind of simplistic.
A little more of a modern interpretation of the battery.
Right.
Because obviously there were no automobiles back when Henry Chadwick was formulating his battery theory.
Right.
And that came from Chris Capuano?
Chris Capuano, yes.
Last night's winning pitcher?
No, he's a smart guy.
He's a Duke grad.
I would ordinarily say that Capuano.
Excuse me, Rock. Randy Wolf lines out to right. The inning is over. Hold that thought.
We'll continue later.
We'll continue in a moment. That was a very fast inning. Fourth inning, 2-1 Milwaukee, and you can vote for your favorite Brewers for the 2011 All-Star team, and you'll be eligible to win great prizes, including a night in Ryan Braun's suite with a visit from Ryan himself. For details, visit brewers.com/all-star. Vote early, vote often, most importantly, vote Brewers. Right now, Prince Fielder is third in the All-Star voting behind Albert Pujols and Joey Votto. I'd like to see that change over the next few weeks. And we encourage you to go to brewers.com. You can vote up to 25 times per email account. Ryan Braun leads all vote getters in the National League. Ricky Weeks behind Brandon Phillips for National League second baseman. And there's Fielder third behind Pujols and Votto. Beltran, deep center field, way back there. Morgan at the track. He's got it for the out. Made it look easy. One gone on the first pitch for Randy Wolf. So anyway, Chris Capuano's down in the clubhouse, and he's
What I was saying was, I mean, ordinarily you'd figure a guy's looking it up on the internet, but knowing Capuano and how smart he is, he probably knew that off the top of his head.
He probably knows somebody in the ancestry of Henry Chadwick that he's had a conversation with. Or he just went to Wikipedia like the rest of us.
Now, according as you delve into this a little bit further, if you wish to, and I'm just going to.
I think it's always
going to tell you. Now, this is supposed to be a quote from Henry Chadwick describing the battery. It says, "This is the term applied to the pitcher and catcher of a team. It is the main attacking force of the little army of 9 players in the field in the contest." Okay.
I'm starting to trend towards that version as opposed to the car battery version.
The one thing I try and stay away from, comparing a baseball game to actual war. That's a tough comparison to make.
I hear you.
So I went with the softer, gentler explanation, but
more respectable.
It somewhat blew up in my face.
A perspective-laced explanation.
Right.
And of course, you were wrong again. So thanks to Chris Capuano, who is apparently the error boy here tonight, pointing out all of our mistakes. We got enough people doing that, Chris.
Cappy's a smart guy.
It was good to see him back on the mound. Unfortunately, he carved up the Brewers yesterday for 6 innings, and he picked up his 4th win. Well, the next challenge for you, Rock, is the roof question. It had opened up. Now it's kind of closing. It's in a stationary position now. Possible thunderstorms popping up.
I can't help you there, partner.
A couple of years ago, they moved the roof control room to right behind the press box. It's pretty neat in there. You ever been in there?
I have. Now you walk by it, it's a glass wall you can see in there. Walking into the press box.
In the air, Pagan. This is Ricky Weeks. Out number 2 for Randy Wolf, both outs in the air. A reminder, Sundays on Fox Sports Wisconsin, you can join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall. Personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week it is Frank Robinson. Boys in the Hall, Sundays, presented by Subway, where winners eat. Two outs in the 6th inning, and it's Jason Bay. Bay scored the lone Mets run, but is still without a hit in his last 21 at-bats. Bay's batting average down to .212. Just 2 homers and 10 RBIs in 138 at-bats this year. Well, there was a day when, and there might be another one soon, but you wouldn't be able to get a couple of fastballs by Jason Bay in a 2-0 or a 2-1 count.
Yeah, especially the one before that last one. That was right down the middle, upper 80s. And Jason Bay has always been considered a good fastball hitter. Just right now seems to be caught in between.
2-2 missed. Bay was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Got him on the left knee. And then he came around to score on the balk. Wolf working on a 3-hitter at this point. 2 outs in the 6th. And a foul out of play.
Ahead of the breaking stuff and behind the fastball, that's what I mean when you say get caught in between. Just really not on anything in particular. That guy right there, though, is Ronnie Paulino, has been on everything tonight.
And down he goes. Randy Wolf strikes out Jason Bay. Splitting the plate and a punch out for Wolf. Randy Wolf has retired 8 straight and now has 5 strikeouts and a 2-1 Milwaukee lead. Reminding you to please play responsibly. By Airtran. Go, there's nothing stopping you. And by the Miller Lite Vortex bottle. Taste greatness. Well, if you've dreamed it, now you can go for it. January 29th through February 5th. It's the Brewers Fantasy Camp at Maryvale Park in Phoenix, Arizona. Everything you can imagine and more. Authentic Brewers uniform and batting practice jerseys. Instruction and coaching from Brewers legends, professional clubhouse staff, athletic trainers. You get the whole deal. Catered lunch, kangaroo court. And for more information, you can log on to brewers.com/fantasycamp. January 29, 2012. Always a big hit.
Yep.
Camp coordinator Bill Schroeder does a fine job. As Ricky Weeks sends one foul down the right field line.
Still lining up our coaching staff for the 2012 camp. Hard to believe that we're already into June. It seems like the season has gone by fairly quickly. That's what happens, I guess, when you're the team that you're watching and covering and traveling with is playing well. Things go quickly.
Oh, he had a great time at fantasy camp last year. Always a good hit. And not just because he's sitting here, but The Rock does put on a great camp. He makes a fine camp counselor.
Yes. The happy hour is probably the most popular event throughout the week every night. We get the coaches a few Miller Lights in them, and you ask them questions, you'll get some pretty good answers.
I thought Greg Vaughn was the hit of fantasy camp this year as far as the post-games Q&A.
Vaughn will be back. He called me the other day, said, I'm coming back, right? I said, if you want to come back to fantasy camp, you're in. He and Ed Cedar are the social directors of camp.
Ricky Weeks to right field again, and it's caught again.
Are you kidding me?
That is 3 in a row, just like it, all for outs.
Well, they say you're supposed to be rewarded when you hit the ball to the opposite field, right? And you hit it as hard as Ricky has 3 times, and you come up empty 0 for 3. And just about identical to that one, the first 2. Line drives right at Beltran. Hang with him, Rick. Good approach.
Rick, they've been putting a right fielder there since Henry Chadwick's days. So try somewhere else. Beltran slipped a little, able to make the catch. I'm not sure I've seen 3 line drive outs from the same hitter in almost the exact same spot in a game.
Oh, look at the approach from Ricky. I mean, the pitch is away and he waits back on it, hits it hard at 3 for 3. Carlos Beltran has taken hits away from Ricky.
Well, Nigel Morgan trying to reach for Ryan Braun. Morgan is 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs. Little bouncer. Pelfrey's got it. A race to the bag, and Pelfrey beats him there. Morgan went down in a slide, trying to avoid a possible tag. Pelfrey, athletic play to get the out. Commissioner Bud Selig has said he expects to add another wild card team to each league's playoff bracket in 2012, increasing the postseason field from 8 to 10 teams. And FoxSportsWisconsin.com's Mark Concannon checked in with the Brewers to hear what they had to say about playoff expansion plans. You can read his story and more, FoxSportsWisconsin.com. And we check in with Mark Concannon. Any further news on playoff expansion potentially?
BA, I talked with a lot of the Brewers about adding that second wild card team in each league next season. That's very likely to happen. Most of the guys are for it, having a better shot to make the postseason. One Brewer, though, dead set against it. GM Doug Melvin says baseball, more than any other sport, needs more playoff teams. Check it out, FoxSportsWisconsin.com. What do you guys think? Another playoff team a good idea?
I'm all for another team because I think it puts the division title in clear focus. And I'll explain why. Because if you have a series where you have a couple of wild card teams basically having to play their way in, then you're rewarded for winning your division a lot more than the current system.
Well, you just got to wonder when it all stops, when enough is enough. You know, you started with the replay, and you talk about boundary calls for the replay. Now they're looking to expand replay in baseball. You just hope that baseball doesn't turn into hockey.
In and out of the glove of Evans, but he recovers in time to get Ryan Braun. A 3-up, 3-down frame for Pelfrey. 2-1 Crew. We head to the 7th.
Summary, another pitcher's duel. Mike Pelfrey, 6 innings pitched, 2 runs, 4 hits, getting help with a double play right there. Randy Wolf, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, gets a twin killing here to help his cause. But Randy had a little bit of a hiccup in the 4th. He hit Jason Bay, and Bay scores here as Wolf balks him home again. Prince Fielder got the green light on 3-0. Good decision. His 5th over in 6 games, and guys, 90 degrees here today, but it's not as hot as Prince Fielder.
And he is smoking hot for sure. Fielder is the National League leader in RBIs. with 52 runs batted in now on his 16th homer. And he's just one off the home run lead in the National League. Jay Bruce has 17. By the way, the Reds lost tonight. The Cubs finally snapped their long losing streak. Chicago winning 4-1 over the Cincinnati Reds. Ryan Dempster beat Bronson Arroyo. Cubs had lost 8 straight before their victory. A little flare. Paulino with another hit. Speaking of hot, that's his 3rd hit of the night. He's 3 for 3 against Randy Wolf.
Now that pitch was in on his hands and he just fought it off and dumps it into right field. Leadoff base runner for the New York Mets. The 3rd time that they've been able to do that. You can see that cut fastball up in the zone, and that's why Paulino, although he didn't hit it all that well, the pitch was up. He's able to elevate it and get it over the head of Prince Fielder.
3 hits. All of his hits to center field or right field tonight. Ronnie Paulino.
Just to finish the point on expansion of the playoffs, you're talking about that extra wild card, in both leagues. As long as it's not, a best of 3 type series, I think they're talking about just a play-in game, right? Yeah. So it really wouldn't extend, the playoff structure too long into November. I mean, they're already playing into November now,
right?
So you can't play much longer, and they're not going to shorten the season. That's not going to happen.
It might fit in the. I mean, it would fit into the same window. I'm all for a 1-game wild card play-in, where the 2 wild card teams, the winner of that game would play the best record in the division. So then the 3 division winners basically get the bye into the 2nd round of the playoffs, the division series. You think about how exciting those play-in games are, and as it stands right now, the games that go 163, the extra game when there's a tie, and we've seen one over the last few years. A great game between Twins and the Tigers. And you can have that kind of drama,
Yeah.
And if you don't think it's fair to be involved in a 1-game series like that, well, win the division, and then you are involved in at least a 5-game series. There's also been some talk about expanding the divisional series to 7 games instead of 5, but doing it in the same window.
Right. There's been a lot of wild card teams that win the World Series.
Swing and a miss. Nick Evans strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. Randy Wolf has 6 punch-outs. And the first out of the 7th inning.
Yep, 88 miles an hour up in the strike zone. And right on that outside corner. Good pitch. I mean, Randy's had good command of that fastball away to right-handed batters. We mentioned that as being a key to his success, and he's done a good job of that tonight.
See the 6 strikeouts. The backward Ks indicate called strike 3s. So Ruben Tejada with a runner at first. Mets have the pitcher spot due up next. Big cut of the miss from Tejada. Looking down at the lineup, the Mets are in the 8th spot in their lineup. Pelfrey is in the on-deck circle for now. Reyes would follow. So Randy Wolf trying to work his way through the 7th inning without having to face the top hitter in the league, Jose Reyes. Another tight one here at Miller Park. 2-1. The Brewers have the lead. That was the score the Mets won by last night. And all 3 runs in this series for the Brewers coming on Prince Fielder home runs.
The Brewers have been going back and forth with the Arizona Diamondbacks, leading the National League in team homers. Brewers came into tonight's game 2nd behind Arizona.
So 70 home runs for the Brewers in game number 62.
And that ties Arizona. They have 70 as well.
Arizona and the Pirates still in progress. A lot of extra inning games going on right now. Arizona does not have a homer tonight. They're in a 1-1 game, despite the Pirates posting 10 hits. 10 hits and only 1 run. 10th inning in Pittsburgh. The Astros shutting out the Cardinals. Bud Norris has a no-hitter through 6 innings for the Astros. 3-0 Houston in the bottom of the 6th. So the no-hitter watch begins at Minute Maid Park in Houston. In the air to center, Morgan coming in. Got a good jump, and he makes a play for out number 2. Game 2 of the series with the Mets. It wraps up tomorrow. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap back on the air at 6:30 tomorrow for Brewers Live. Giovanni Gallardo against Jonathan Neese tomorrow night. And we're right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. The Cardinals come to town Friday. And then Saturday's game is on WMLW. The Brewers are set up with their rotation for the Cardinals series with the former Cardinal Chris Narveson, then Zach Greinke and Sean Markham. And it looks like Ron Renicky is going to make a pitching change here.
They have 109 pitches for Randy Wolf, a pretty good ball to strike ratio. 40 balls, 69 strikes. Good job tonight by Randy Wolf once again. Another good start for Wolfie.
Well, a pinch hitter coming on. A nice ovation for Wolf as he exits. Prince Fielder's 2-run homer has stood up tall because Randy Wolf outstanding tonight. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Randy Wolf goes 6 2/3. Exits here in the 7th inning with a runner still on base, but another terrific night here at Miller Park for Wolf.
And had good command. He kept the baseball down. The only guy he had any problem with was Ronnie Paulino, who collected 3 of the 4 hits allowed by Randy Wolf, in line for win number 5.
And the roof is closing up again with storms on the way. Cameron Lowe on the pitch, trying to get the final out of the 7th, likely to pitch the 8th as well. The Mets announced Scott Hairston, pulled him back, and now it's Daniel Murphy. Murphy was in the starting lineup last night at first base. And a shot. Ricky Weeks, what a play on a hop to first in time. A beautiful play from Weeks, and it takes 1 pitch for Cameron Lowe to get out of the 7th inning. Well, the Brewers continue to flash the leather defensively. What a play it was from Weeks.
Seventh, Prince Fielder set to lead off. Jerry and Craig back on board with you here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Boy, Prince Fielder, 5 home runs last 6 days, riding his 2-run home run again, Jerry.
I'll tell you what, you have to like the way he's swinging his bat. He looks nice and relaxed, and he's going down and through the ball. When you see him nice and relaxed, looking for good pitches, taking walks when he can, he's really swinging the bat well. And look at what he's done the last 2 games. 2 3-0 pitches for home runs, proving big for the Brewers.
How significant, too. Now they've switched to Corey Hart batting behind him. Casey McGee was struggling, but this guy doing a lot of damage.
I'll tell you what, when Prince is hitting good, all you have to do is throw it over the plate. He can hit it to all fields, but having Corey Hart there does help a lot.
All right, we're going to cover this one, and Prince Fielder set to lead off. Brewers Live post-game after the ball game as well. Looking forward to it, guys.
All right, thank you, Craig and Jerry. And a replay of the home run from earlier tonight, Prince Fielder, with that 2-run shot on a 3-0 pitch in the 4th. And now Tim Burdack starts Fielder with a strike. Burdack with his 26th appearance of the season, a late left-hander used by Terry Collins.
Yeah, big run average over 5. The only left-hander in the bullpen for New York as Daniel Murphy takes over at first base.
You know, one of the areas the Brewers had a lot of success in on the road trip was adding to leads, the tack-on runs. And they could use a few here. It hurt them last night. The Brewers had some opportunities to add to their lead after Fielder homered in the 6th. They did not, and the Mets ended up winning the game after Reyes drove in a pair with a triple. Not only do those late inning runs add to the lead on the scoreboard, but they deal a psychological blow to the opponent as well.
Well, it was supposed to be a very poor New York Mets bullpen, except for Francisco Rodriguez. Turned out to be pretty good last night. And we'll see how they fare tonight. Yeah, Beato in last night's ball game, Isringhausen and Francisco Rodriguez in 3 innings kept the Brewers off the board. They pitched well.
9 in a row retired last night from the final 3 in that Mets bullpen. We did not see Burdack last night, and probably will only see Burdack for Prince Fielder here in the 7th. Mets have activity in their bullpen. Veteran left-hander Tim Burdack. And Fielder, they'll ask if he went, be able to check his swing, so that'll be ball 4. Fielder aboard for the 2nd time. It's a leadoff walk in the 7th inning. And out comes Terry Collins. So Burdack cannot retire Fielder. Collins will go back to the bullpen as Corey Hart comes in. And we'll take another timeout. Our Home Depot doing more on defense. Ricky Weeks, you know about his bat, and flashed it a little leather as he robbed Murphy of a base hit, ending that 6th inning. It was a hot shot from the pinch hitter Daniel Murphy.
Yeah, tough hop, and Ricky goes down to get his eyes at the level of that hop and makes a nice play. Had plenty of time for the throw.
Now the new pitcher is Bobby Parnell, fielder at first, nobody out, and Corey Hart the batter.
Now Parnell has spent some time on the disabled list. He had some numbness in his fingers on his pitching hand. They put him on the DL for a while. He's sinker slider pitcher, doesn't throw hard. Actually, he does. He's got 97 on that last fastball.
Parnell's been able to rack up some strikeouts. 13 Ks in 9 innings of work this year for the Mets. Corey Hart with fielder at first. And Hart a little behind an off-speed pitch. We're keeping our eye on the Astros and the Cardinals. Buck Norris had a no-hitter going into the 7th inning and has finally given up a hit. It's 3-1 Houston. They lead the Cardinals. Going to the bottom of the 7th inning now. Lance Berkman homered for the Cardinals. He continues to destroy the Astros. As you see Corey Hart's line tonight at the plate, presented by Wendy's. How do you think the Astros fans are feeling about Lance Berkman right now? I think he's hit half of his home runs against Houston this year.
Yeah, he has torn up his old club.
A strikeout for Parnell, the first out of the inning. So one gone, fielder still at first. Here comes Casey McGee. Chase and Merton wants to know in our Ho Chunk Gaming text question, what are some of the things players do different when they are in a slump?
Well, they change their batting stance from time to time. You saw Casey McGee today. He's got a different stance, standing more upright. Sometimes it's something as silly as taking a different route to the ballpark, breaking up the routine that you have.
Hey, there's a base hit. Snaps the long slump for Casey McGee. Boy, that one has to feel great. Snaps an 0 for 27. Slump at the plate, and a big smile from Casey McGee.
And the fans love it. They know that Casey McGee has struggled for a while now. He's a fan favorite here. Big fastball. You know Casey's going to be able to handle the fastball. Fastball up down the middle, and a nice easy swing by Casey and into center field. Love the reaction of the fans.
Now we'll see if that gets Casey McGee going. If he's been in that long of a slump, maybe there's a big return on the investment coming up. That's what he's counting on.
What do you say? The dew bucket's full?
Runneth over for Casey after an 0 for 27. But he's back. A base hit tonight. It's a big one. The Brewers now with 2 on and 1 out for Betancourt. That is some easy cheese coming out of the hand of Bobby Parnell. Barely looks like he's breaking a sweat out there. Betancourt asks for and gets timeout from the home plate umpire, Bruce Streckman. It's always risky as a hitter. The umpire does not have to award you timeout in a spot like that.
You got to be ready until he does call timeout. Sometimes that pitcher holds that ball a little bit too long. You tense up there at the plate. Well, you call timeout, say you're taking too long out there.
Bouncing ball to short. Reyes to second for 1 and no chance to turn 2. It'll be 1st and 3rd now for the Brewers. And Will Nieves scheduled to hit, pulled back. Ron Renicky is going to call on Mark Kotze off the bench.
Well, looking to get that insurance run. Another big fastball, and Betancourt got it down on the handle and didn't hit it hard enough. And once again, the Mets not able to turn a double play. They haven't turned many double plays this year. Of course, I don't know of anybody who would have been able to turn that. Just not hit hard enough.
Dan Warthen is the Mets pitching coach. And a quick visit and a scouting report on Mark Kotze. Kotze as a pinch hitter this year is 3 for 12. Hitting .257 overall, has a couple of RBIs as a pinch hitter.
Well, the one thing this will do would be get Cameron Lowe out of the ball game if Kotze is able to reach. Craig Counsell is in the on-deck circle. That's why you see LaTroy Hawkins getting loose.
Lowe threw just one pitch to get out of the 7th inning. Two to one Brewers. First and third, 2 outs. Kotze, the pinch hitter. And a shot, center field. Long run for Pagan, but he'll run it down. And the inning is over. Gave it a ride. But Parnell is out of the 7th. The Brewers strand a pair. Park, a well-pitched game so far. Both starters are out. Randy Wolf is in line for the win, but a long way to go here. The Brewers need 6 more outs. Cameron Lowe back on the mound. Just one pitch for Lowe in the 7th inning. He got a ground out from Murphy, and now he'll face the top of the order in Jose Reyes.
Now, the one good thing about Kotze not driving in or getting on base is that you can keep your best setup man out there on the mound. I think that all things being equal, Ron Renicky would have preferred to get the run in, but he's able to keep Cameron Lowe in the game.
Reyes is 1 for 2 tonight, and a little chopper that is going to find a hole for a hit, an infield hit for Jose Reyes, and another multi-hit game for Reyes.
Yeah, that's about as funky of a swing as you'll see. A sinker down and in, and a very unusual swing, and he's able to get one out of the reach of Betancourt. Check that out. I mean, how about that hack, trying to get on top of that baseball and beat it off the plate, and with the shift, no chance to get him at first base.
That is Reyes' 30th multi-hit game. That leads all of Major League Baseball, and you know why. He is leading the league in hitting. Lucroy's back in there behind the plate after Nieves was called back for the pinch hitter.
Well, and you know that Reyes is going to want to try and steal a base here. 19 stolen bases for Jose Reyes.
Only been caught 4 times. The 19 steals, good enough for second in the league behind Michael Bourne of the Astros. Tying run is aboard. Justin Turner is 0 for 3 tonight. Reyes starts then stops.
Yeah, look where he hits this ball back here. I mean, you talk about on the back leg, you don't see that very often, and they let the ball get back in on him, and yeah, it's not the way you draw it up, but it works pretty well for Reyes.
That is Ichiro-like. 19 out of 23, and you figure he'll be on the move shortly. Turner with a couple of home runs this year, 24 driven in. Reyes goes. Lucroy's throw on the bag, but Reyes is safe. Lucroy almost hit Cameron Lowe.
Well, the throw was a bit short, but it popped pretty well right to Ricky and turned out to be a pretty good throw. You'd rather have that than a floater and a throw that's too high. You have a low throw, at least the fielder has a chance to get the out. You can see Cameron able to duck and a perfect one-hop strike to second base and made it close. You'd much rather have that than a high throw.
It looked like the hand just got in there. That's a big steal for the Mets. Now the tying run in scoring position. A 3-0 count. And now ball 4 as Turner walks on 4 straight. All of a sudden Cameron Lowe is in big trouble here in the 8th inning. An infield hit, a stolen base, and now a walk. Nobody out, 2 on, and Carlos Beltran coming up.
Well, you can pretty much be certain of one thing. He's not going to be up there at a bunt. Your number 3 hitter is not going to sacrifice in this situation. So you have the shot at the double play if Cameron Lowe is able to get the ball down.
Beltran is the Mets' best run producer, 34 RBIs. 0 for 3 tonight. And that one's in there for a strike. Beltran will be followed by Angel Pagan. On the ground, that is a fair ball down the line. Reyes will score easily. Turner racing around third. He's going to be held up. And we are tied. RBI double from Carlos Beltran, and the Mets another late rally here tonight.
Right inside that first baseline, all the way down in the corner. And not a good start to the 8th for Cameron Lowe. Infield hit, walk, and double down the right field line. Well, the fastball was in. It might have been up a little bit, but Beltran able to sneak it by Prince all the way down in the corner, almost. Well, second and third now, and still nobody out.
All tied at 2 here in the 8th. Double number 20 for Beltran. He and Reyes tied for the league lead. Well, again, the Brewers let a late lead get away. Last night it was Reyes in the 7th who drove in 2. But it goes back to the inability of the Brewers offense to add to their lead. That one's hit well. That's big trouble. A base hit. 1 run is in. Turner. And they'll hold Beltran. And the Mets have a 3-2 lead. Still nobody out in the 8th.
Well, the last 2 batters hitting the ball very hard off of Cam. Unusual. This one elevated into right center. It was down. Look the way Pagan able to go down and get it. And dump it in the right. Corey gets it in, but 1 run in. And still a lot of trouble, a lot of work to do.
Well, the Mets have the lead, and runners at first and third, and the Brewers will concede the run to turn 2 here. Jason Bay is at the plate, and he swings, unable to check it. Starting to close up the panels. What frustrating for the Brewers in consecutive nights. One of the keys to success, the Brewers have been able to hang on and win the low scoring games. A different trend than we saw a year ago.
Well, it's been late in the game when the Mets have been able to, get their runs and take the lead.
Runner goes. Pitch is called a strike. That'll be another stolen base. No chance for Lucroy.
Low, pretty slow to home plate. No chance to get him.
There's a strikeout. Jason Bay is gone.
And he continues to scuffle big time. Well, you wonder now if the Brewers are going to walk Paulino to set up the double play. There's that good sinker from Cam. That's where you want it, right there.
So 1 gone, second and third. The infield is in. And they will go after Paulino. Lifts one foul and out of play.
Well, the Brewers really don't like to use the intentional walk too much. Well, Paulino 3 for 3. He's hit the ball hard all night. And pitcher's spot on deck.
Paulino has 3 hits tonight. He's 3 for 3.
Only the Arizona Diamondbacks have issued fewer intentional walks than Milwaukee. The Brewers have only issued 10 intentional walks. Arizona 8. It's not something the Brewers like to do.
And that one is way back. Paulino will watch this one go. That's a 3-run home run, and the Mets have opened it up here in the 8th. His 4th hit of the game. Boy, this one disappeared quickly.
Well, it's not often you see Cameron Lowe give up this kind of damage and this many runs and hits. Well, he was 3 for 3. He had first base open, and Paulino put some separation between the Brewers and the Mets. My goodness, was that ball hit. That ball up in the zone, straight as a string, and watch it fly. That's his 6-2.
His first home run of the year. And when it rains, it pours, literally. As Ron Renicky will make the change here. Cameron Lowe has hit a rough patch. 5 runs in for the Mets in the 8th. And Lowe is on his way out. Zach Braddock coming in. We'll take a break. We'll set up Braddock when we continue. with 4 hits in the inning and still at it. Still just 1 out. Zach Braddock is on the pitch.
Well, threw the baseball very well last night. Tossed a scoreless 8th inning. That included 3 strikeouts, so he struck out the side last night. A 245 earned run average and an opponent batting average of 175. Braddock has his fastball back.
And the Mets will send up a pinch hitter. Willie Harris will come in. Well, the Brewers were set up just how they wanted it. Had their setup man on in the 8th. A 2-1 lead. But the Mets with a 5 spot in this 8th inning. Braddock will start from scratch. Bases empty. And Harris takes a strike. Switch hitter Willie Harris. The Brewers in the 8th inning will have the pitcher spot coming up. And then back to the top of the order. Ricky Weeks and Nigel Morgan. And a ball and 2 strikes. Cardinals and the Astros are now in the top of the 8th inning. 3-1 Houston. Cubs beat the Reds earlier tonight. Bunch of finals in from the National League. Giants over the Nationals. Matt Cain went the distance for San Francisco today. A 3-1 win for San Francisco. Rockies outlasted the Padres. Colorado got 2 in the 9th inning to win it 5-3. They hung a loss on Heath Bell today. Full count to Harris. A lot of low scoring games tonight. Phillies shut out the Dodgers 2-0. Cole Hamels now 8-2 with the win. Casey McGee wants it. And there is out number 2.
I'm sure Ron Renicky delighted to have his left-hander back off the disabled list. Braddock has shown good stuff. He's had good break on his slider and his velocity back into the mid 90s. That's the amazing thing about that Brewers bullpen, how good they were for that long stretch without a left-hander in that bullpen to get those tough lefties out late in the game. It's tough to do that and go through a season without at least one lefty.
And a bullpen that was able to stick it out in close games. The first 3 games of that Marlins series, the Brewers won all 3 by 1 run. They were tight games that the Brewers bullpen had to hold the score, and they did a terrific job. Not tonight. Mets with 5 this inning. 6-2 New York. All started by Jose Reyes infield hit. The first 4 batters reached, they all scored in this 8th inning. And the big hit, Ronnie Paulino's 3-run home run.
Have a night, right?
4 hits, 3 runs batted in. His first home run of the year. Came into this game with 4 RBIs. He'll leave with 7 minimum. So the Marlins had a comeback tonight. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 9th to tie it, but then lost in 10 innings to the Braves. So a homestand for the Marlins, in which they have dropped 6 consecutive games. 4 to the Brewers, now 2 to Atlanta. Center field, long run for Nigel Morgan, still going back, and it's off his glove. Extra bases for Tejada. He's into second with a double. Morgan almost a great catch. But the beat goes on for the Mets here in the 8th.
Playing pretty shallow, not expecting Tejada to hit the ball that far. And Morgan did a good job just getting close. He got a glove on it. That would have been a heck of a catch. Tejada puts a charge into this baseball. Not a big guy hitting out of that number 8 spot. And Morgan playing very shallow, went back and got a glove on it. Almost able to get there.
That would have been something else from Morgan. A narrow miss. And the Mets still at it. Daniel Murphy now, the 9th hitter in the inning. Murphy saw 1 pitch from Cameron Lowe in the 7th. Grounded out. It was a terrific play by Ricky Weeks. Stayed in the game at first base. Pretty well hit. Long run, Nigel Morgan. And he runs it down. The speed of Morgan. And the final out. The Mets bring 9 to the plate. A 5-run 8th inning. Capped off by a 3-run homer from Paulino. Thunderstorms swirling all around Miller Park. Thunder and lightning outside the ballpark. Pedro Beato is in the pitch for the Mets.
And he came in last night in the 7th inning and had a 3-up, 3-down inning, all ground ball outs. A 3.12 earned run average and very good numbers by the Mets right-hander. A 217 opponent batting average and a 1-and-run record.
Craig Counsell will pinch hit in the pitcher spot. 6-2 New York. And the Brewers with 6 outs to work with. Be a good time to get their bats going here tonight. Randy Wolf pitched to Jem tonight. He left with a lead. Another no decision for Randy Wolf. Very similar to what we saw last night.
Yeah, 2 runs allowed by the 2 starting pitchers by the Brewers in this series so far, and neither one of them get a decision. That's unfortunate. Well, you hate to waste good pitching performances like that.
Well, this Mets bullpen has given up their fair share of runs lately. Tim Dillard in the bullpen, hoping it's going to be a while. Here's ball 4. How about that? Walked him on 4 straight.
I need base runners anyway. Get a couple of men on, knock one out of here. The one thing you got to be aware of is Francisco Rodriguez out in that bullpen, so you got to do your damage in this inning. Very rarely has Rodriguez given up many runs.
Now back to the top of the order. The Brewers are where they want to be in the batting order. Ricky Weeks has lined out 3 times tonight, almost the identical spot. 3 line drive outs to right field. And he takes a strike from Beato. Broken bat. Turner to second for 1. The turn not in time. Mets get the lead out. Ricky Weeks safe at first on a fielder's choice.
A good pitch by Beato. He got in on Ricky's hands, and Ricky a couple of hops to third. Once again, the Mets not able to turn a double play. First time Ricky Weeks has hit the ball to the left side. I guess he figured 3 lineouts, and I'm not going to do that again. Try to pull it, but he got jammed.
So 1 out with a runner at first. It's Nigel Morgan now. Ryan Braun on deck. Brewers could use a big inning. Their offense has been held down in this series. It's 2 runs on 5 hits tonight. Last night a run on 6 hits, and the only runs being produced by Prince Fielder. All 3 runs in this series with Fielder home runs. Weeks was on the move with a pitch. Morgan fouls it away.
Ricky had a huge jump. You take off down by 4 runs. You better make pretty sure you're going to make it. You don't want to be making outs on the bases. Again, the Brewers need base runners.
Morgan tonight is 0 for 3. All of his outs on the ground. Trying to reach for Braun. And that one's outside. 3-1 the count on Nigel Morgan. Braun would be next. Well, you'd love to give Braun and Fielder a chance with some runners on base. Last time the Brewers gave up a 5-run inning, they came back and won. They beat the Marlins. The Josh Wilson home run in extra innings. There's a strike. 3-2 to Morgan.
Let's see if Ron Renicky has Ricky Weeks running on the pitch. Morgan, a pretty good contact hitter.
And a shot into right field, a base hit. And here we go, the Brewers with 2 on. Ryan Braun coming up. Now 1 swing of the bat. A home run makes it a brand new game. And out to the mound goes Dan Wortham, the pitching coach.
Can't get out there quick enough. Maybe a twofold conversation. Trying to calm down his right-hander, who again had a 3-up, 3-down 7th last night. Looked good doing it. And to give Isringhausen an opportunity to get loose, get ready. Keep in mind, the Mets do not have another left-hander in their bullpen, so when Prince Fielder comes up, it's going to be a right-hander.
Rally caps are on here in the 8th. The Mets score 5 in the top of the frame to take a 6-2 lead. And now it's Braun against the 24-year-old rookie Beato. Braun with 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 3. A double, a single. He scored a run. Almost hit him. Well, that was close. Braun was waiting for the pain.
That would work. That would load the bases. That's what the Brewers need. Just missed that elbow or that shirt.
Bouncing ball foul. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Fielder looming large on deck. If Braun reaches, Fielder would represent the tying run. Two on, 1 out. Weeks and Morgan on the bags. And Braun takes it inside. He was asking for time, didn't get it, and now it's 2 balls and a strike. Fortunate that wasn't in the strike zone.
And you can see where Paulino was setting up. He was coming inside. Dangerous to come inside late in the game.
And another bouncer foul.
But they're staying in there on Brawny.
Beato has given up some big innings this year, especially lately. Gave up a 3 spot to the Pirates last week. Gave up 4 runs, 3 earned runs against the Cubs on the 26th of May.
He's given up 10 runs in his last 7 2/3 innings. And that includes a scoreless inning last night.
He started his Mets career going 18 1/3 scoreless. As Braun whips one into the gap, that's going to get down. It'll go to the wall. Weeks will score. Nigel Morgan around third. He's going to try to score. He will score. It's a brand new ball game. Ryan Braun with a 2 RBI double. And the Brewers are within a pair with Fielder coming up.
Wow, it was a steady diet of fastballs into Ryan Braun. The first one almost hit him. And then finally on the 2-2 pitch, it looked like Beato went with a breaking ball. And Brawny smashes it into left center. There it is, up and out over the plate. The only pitch that was not inside, he left it out over the plate, and Braun made him pay. A 6-4 game. And now Prince Fielder coming up representing the tying run.
A big hit for Braun, the second hit of the inning. And the Brewers are within 2. Pitching change at Miller Park. Isringhausen on his way in. Fielder coming up. In the 8th inning, Milwaukee with 2 here in the 8th. As Braun has delivered 2 with a double. Now Prince Fielder representing the tying run. And Jason Isringhausen is on to pitch. And for a guy that missed all of last season, looked like his career was over, he is being used quite often here for the Mets. This is his 26th appearance already.
He picked up the win in last night's ball game after spinning a 3-up, 3-down 8th.
And another curveball in there this time for a strike.
Well, curveballs, fastballs, and cutters. That's what Isringhausen was throwing in last night's ball game. Always had good command of his curveball.
Fielder has homered tonight, hit a 2-run homer on a 3-0 pitch back in the 4th. He is red hot. 5 home runs his last 6 games. Corey Hart would be next. Brewers have some sluggers coming up. Still just 1 out. Big shift on for Fielder. And that one's hit well. Way back. Tie ball game. Big stick, broad shoulder. Run hitter once again tonight, his 2nd homer of the game, and we are tied at 6. What a moment here in Miller Park.
Not much to add to that, is there? I mean, what can you possibly add to what Prince Fielder has done this year, his 21st career multi-home run game? And it's the Braun and Fielder show once again here at Miller Park.
Something else. 4 runs are in. We are tied at 6. The Mets had a 6-2 lead to start this inning. Still just 1 out.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, that Prince Fielder is a special player, to say the least. He hit a home run to right. He hits a home run to left. He hit one to center last night. What more can he do? What a year.
Number 17 for Fielder. He now leads the league in home runs and RBIs. I think maybe we ought to line up Prince Fielder for another interview tomorrow on Brewers Live.
Every day. I'm telling you, if he's the 3rd best first baseman in the National League with the All-Star voting, something's wrong with that. Got to get out and vote for Prince. He deserves it.
7 home runs in his last 7 games. 2 tonight. First one gave him the lead. The next one has tied him as Hart pulls it foul. Now John Axford getting loose in the bullpen. The Brewers trying to start it all over again. Scratch a run across and try to steal one from the Mets here tonight. Goes down swinging. Out number 2. Take you back to the Fielder home run.
Well, check it out. He tried to get the fastball. He tried to get it on the corner. He left it over the plate, and not many of those in that location going to come back. Look at that. Look at the finish for Prince.
Wow. A towering shot into the bullpen, to the back of the bullpen in deep left center field. Here's Casey McGee.
Look at the power generated by Prince. to the opposite field. That's scary power. That's what that is.
The fielder was telling us earlier today it all starts with good fundamentals, pitch selection. The power will manifest itself once the swing is right and the pitch selection is right. And he has not missed very often here lately. What a spot here for Casey McGee. He has been mired in a long slump. He finally broke out of it with a base hit in his last at bat. Earlier this year against the Cubs, he hit a pinch hit home run in the 8th inning. That led to a Brewers win. In a hitter's count here. And McGee takes ball 3.
Yeah, he's going to do anything. It's going to have to be to the opposite field because Isringhausen is staying away. He made a mistake to Prince trying to go away from him. Casey McGee's looking for a mistake.
Fouls it away. 3-2 on McGee. Casey's power is to right center. Roger Morgan's got his bow and arrow all tightened up. It's I suppose a scene out of Braveheart right there. The 3-2. He hangs in there.
Braddock was trying to light up the arrow at the end. Is that what he was doing?
A fire arrow.
Prince is watching the game. He's trying to focus. There it is.
Almost took a foul ball.
That'll put an end to that.
Or not. He's ready again. The 3-2. Ball 4. Just the threat of the arrow scared him into a walk. And McGee reaches. There is the go-ahead run. And now it's Yuniesky Betancourt.
Well, and you figure Gomez to try and steal a base. You know he's going to take off to see if a single can give the Brewers a lead. The only player left on Ron Renicke's bench, Josh Wilson. Everybody else has been used.
So Gomez pinch running for McGee. Counsell will likely stay in and play third base. There goes Gomez. Betancourt swings at the pitch and flies out to center field. Gomez had that base stolen. Inning over, but the Brewers get big hits from their big boppers. Braun with a 2 RBI double. Fielder ties it with a 2-run homer. All even at 6. We go to the 9th.
Putting a good swing on it. You know, I'm trying to stay balanced, and after that, you know, it's up to the ball to do what it wants to do.
Fielder. And that one's hit well.
Way back. Tie ball game.
A simplistic view by Prince Fielder. He's not going to give away all the secrets, and the ball did exactly what Prince wanted it to. Ended up in that Brewers bullpen. Now 17 home runs, 54 RBIs for the big fella. Been some kind of show to watch this year.
And now it's John Axford. All tied at 6. We head to the 9th inning, and Axford will come on to pitch, and he'll face the dangerous Jose Reyes, who started the mess in the 8th with an infield hit as the Mets scored 5 runs. Well, what a time to break out of it. The Brewers scoring 4 times to even the score, and it was Braun and Fielder right in the middle of the action.
Well, with a real Mets bullpen, please stand up. It was 9 for 9 last night, 9 up, 9 down, and they struggled mightily here tonight.
So Craig Counsell, he's in at third base in for McGee.
Boy, very unfortunate that Betancourt swung at that pitch at first pitch, because Gomez, I don't think would have had to even slide.
Bobbled by Weeks. The throw is in time. He just got him. Only a shortstop's arm at second base helped him get that out on Jose Reyes.
I'll tell you what, you can't bobble too often, even at second base with Reyes running down the line. Didn't look like he was running all that hard until he saw the bobble, and then he kicked it into gear. And if he's running hard the whole way, I think he might beat it. There he goes. He saw the bobble, and a little bit too late.
And Axford has the first out. That's a big out to get. Reyes has been a thorn in the side of the Brewers this entire series. Justin Turner now. Well, what a game tonight. Very well pitched through the 8th inning. Mets get 5 in the 8th. Brewers answer with 4 in the bottom of the 8th. And if you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, the Brewers will have Lucroy lead off, and then Counsell, and then Weeks.
Yep, 3 runs combined through 7 innings. 9 runs combined in the 8th. Wow.
Yeah, the Brewers, it took them 16 innings to score 3 runs in this series, and putting 4 on the board in the bottom of the 8th, just in the nick of time. Axford pitching for the first time as a father tonight.
It's been kind of an interesting couple of days for John. Left the team early on Monday in Miami for the birth of his son. Was not here yesterday. Got here late today, and here he is in the 9th.
Baby boy John Bryan Axford. That's coming up for the Brewers. You see the options for the Mets in the bullpen. See Rodriguez if the game is still tied. Well, the Brewers have strung together some great moments this year already. One bigger than tonight, but we got to finish it off as Morgan settles under it. 2 up and 2 down for John Axford. Over 26,000 on hand to see this one tonight. A stormy night in Milwaukee, on a night when the roof has been closed, then opened, closed again. I don't know, maybe all the thunder and lightning woke up the bats tonight for both teams.
Yeah, a bit of a light show out there during the 8th inning.
Inside and outside. Beltran had a big hit last inning. He doubled in a run to tie the game. Batting with 2 away, Axford behind him 2-0. And offered it 1. They won't ask for help. 3 balls, no strikes.
Just getting ready to say, you got to be careful. 3-0. Prince Fielder already with a 3-0 home run tonight. I was surprised that Beltran let that one go. Fastball right down the middle.
And there's ball 4. So Axford puts the go-ahead run aboard. Beltran at first, and it's going to be Angel Pagan now. Axford last pitched on Sunday. It was save number 16 of the year for Axford. Had saves in 3 consecutive games. And they all came with their own drama, especially Friday night's save when Axford loaded the bases with 3 walks before finally striking out the backup catcher Brett Hayes for the final out of the inning and the game. Two outs. Here's Pagan. Pagan gave the Mets the lead with a single and an RBI in the 8th inning. Also had a stolen base in that 5-run frame. Chases after it, the pitch in the dirt, and on his way to second goes Beltran. It'll be a wild pitch. Now the go-ahead run is in scoring position.
Well, you would figure that Beltran wasn't going to be stealing a base. He doesn't run like he used to, but Axford throwing that curveball down in the dirt and just snuck through Lucroy. That's a big wild pitch. Now a base hit scores a run. Pagan not much of a power hitter, only 1 home run, but he can get the base hit.
Brewers have good arms in the corner outfield positions with Braun and Hart. 0-2 pitch. Got him. Curveball, strike 3. Wait a minute. They're saying foul ball here. And Pagan is still alive.
Wow. They foul a ball off down in the dirt. I think Lucroy telling Ron Renicky, yeah, he did get it. Well, you're not going to be able to really tell on a replay on a check swing, but Lucroy made a motion to Renicky saying, yeah, he did. He checked it. He foul tipped it. Barely.
Bruce Streckman using his ears as much as his eyes right there. So we'll do it again. Another 0-2 pitch. And a fastball called strike 3. Down goes Pagan. John Axford, a 97-mile-an-hour heater. And he leaves Pagan standing at home plate. To the bottom of the 9th. Tie ball game. To the bottom of the ninth we go. And they're hoping to celebrate tonight in Milwaukee. A 6-6 ball game. Ryan Braun drove it a pair with a double in the eighth. Prince Fielder a game-tying 2-run home run. Very dramatic home run for Fielder. The second homer of the night. And now we're in the ninth inning, and it's Dale Thayer on the pitch. Jason Pridey is in as the center fielder. A double switch for Terry Collins. Jonathan Lucroy, his first at-bat of the night. Fielder has hit 2 tonight, 7 homers in his last 7 games. He's the National League leader in home runs and RBIs. Lucroy almost hit by a pitch. Lucroy with plenty of power. 6 homers, 27 runs batted in.
Had a real good approach in last night's ball game. A nice base hit to right.
Got a big cut.
Yeah, Thayer with that funny delivery. He's got that sidearm delivery, kind of low 3/4 delivery, and a very good slider. That's his best pitch. Got called up at the end of May. Is not allowed to run in 3 appearances.
Craig Counsell would be next, and then back to the top of the order in Ricky Weeks. Two and two to Lucroy. Inside, ball 3. The Astros have beaten the Cardinals tonight 4-1. Bud Norris beating Jaime Garcia. So a chance for the Brewers to pull within a game and a half of the Redbirds. St. Louis coming to town this weekend. The bouncing ball over to first. Murphy to Thayer for the first out. So Lucroy retired, and it'll be Craig Counsell. Counsell had a pinch hit appearance in the 8th inning, and he drew a walk. That started the big rally last inning. Brewers getting 4 runs to tie it after the Mets scored 5 in the top of the 8th. Quickly 0-2 on Counsell. A shot opposite field, base hit for Counsell. And there is the winning run for the Brewers.
Well, what's the old adage, right? Take 2 and hit the right. How about take 2 and hit the left for Counsell? Like he knew he was going to do it. Took 2 pitches, got down in the count 0-2, and not a very good pitch by Thayer. That ball leaks out over the plate, and Counsell, a nice swing, getting on top of it and shooting it into left field. There's your winning run.
And back to the top of the order in Ricky Weeks. Weeks has nothing to show for a good night at the plate. He is 0 for 4. But 3 line drive outs to right field his first 3 trips. Facing the journeyman reliever Dale Thayer. Weeks' last game-winning hit came in 08 against the St. Louis Cardinals. Inside, ball 2.
Mets outfit, I'm sorry, playing very deep out there. It's going to be tough for Counsell to score on anything that stays in the ballpark. Let's see how deep out there Pridey is in center. Beltran very deep in right. Jason Bay swung around a little bit toward the gap in left center. Yeah, perhaps something down the left field line might win the game.
2 balls, no strikes on Ricky Weeks. that one's inside. Ball 3. Well, we saw Prince Fielder get the green light on a 3-0 pitch in the 4th inning. He went deep. Will Ricky Weeks do the same? Three balls, no strikes. And Weeks swinging away, fouls it back.
Boy, had a good one to hit. Right down Main Street.
Three and one, Counsell at first. And a check on the base runner. It is a bonus for a manager to have a hitter like Weeks, a leadoff hitter with some power, especially in spots like this. Doesn't have to manufacture one. The 3-1, Ricky fouls it back, and a good cut.
They're just throwing the fastball, saying, here it is, hit it, good luck to you. And nothing really indicating they're going to check the corner. Look at Paulino sitting up right down the middle with a fastball. You don't see that much.
Now we'll see if Counsell is on the move here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just 1 out in the inning. There he goes. Weeks swings and fouls it away. Just want to make a correction here. Prince Fielder with 6 homers in his last 6 games. I believe I said 7 in his last 7, but Fielder, 2nd homer of the night, 6th homer in his last 6 games to tie it up. Another 3-2. And Thayer steps off. Sending the runner, you run the risk of a strike him out, throw him out, counting on Weeks to make contact. But if he can find a gap or hit one down the line, Counsell has a chance to score. There he goes, the 3-2, and Weeks swings, unable to check it. The first base umpire, Paul Emmel, rings him up for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now that's the bad news. The good news is Craig Counsell is in scoring position at 2nd base. Yeah, it looks like Ricky went. That's a good call down at first, but Craig Counsell now at 2nd base. Base hit should end it.
2nd stolen base for Counsell. And Nigel Morgan a chance to play hero tonight. A spinner in there for a strike.
It took a little bit off that one. Now you know Nigel's going to get some pitches to hit. I don't think Thayer wants to mess around with Braun.
One and one. Morgan, a good piece of hitting in the 8th inning. He singled, pulled one through the hole between 1st and 2nd. And then would score on the Ryan Braun double. Morgan down the right field line. That is a fair ball. Here comes Counsell. And the Brew Crew pull one out tonight. Nigel Morgan. A walk-off double and a 7-6 win for the Milwaukee Brewers. What a night here at Miller Park.
Wow, how about that? Nigel Morgan on a changeup. Thayer threw 3 in a row. Got one down the line. Boy, what a night here at the ballpark. Big comeback for the Brewers, down 4 runs in the 8th inning.
Tony Plush alive and well in a Brewers uniform. And his first walk-off hit. Menard's player of the game. Boy, what a game. This is one of those moments. The Brewers have had a few. 7-6 the final score, makes John Axford a winner. Dale Thayer takes the loss. Boy, what an impressive rally for the Brewers. A 2-out hit for Nigel Morgan to deliver the game winner. All set up by the 2-run double from Braun in the 8th and the 2-run game-tying home run by Prince Fielder. Part of that 4-run 8th inning, and put this one on the list, partner.
Yeah, we were told coming in that this Mets bullpen has been giving up quite a number of runs, and it came true tonight. 5 runs in 2 innings, including the big game winner for Nigel Morgan after a pretty good performance by that Mets bullpen last night.
Well, let's head down to Mark Kincannon, who is with one of the many heroes tonight at the plate, Prince Fielder.
BA, thank you. Prince, 90 degrees outside today, but it's not as hot as you, my friend. It has just been incredible, the roll you're on.
Yeah, it's just, whenever you're winning as a team, it always helps, with everyone's confidence. So, usually, like I said, when you're winning, you feel good at the plate and on defense.
A lot of games in a regular season, but this has got to be a special win. To pull this one out, it looked like you guys were pretty much left for dead. Come back and pull it out at the end.
Oh, yeah. Like you said, that was a tough, 8th inning or 7th inning?
Right.
Yeah, it was, it was tough, but, we were able to come back and, just keep competing, and we were able to pull it out.
Bill Schroeder and Brian Anderson talk about the fact that you always put up big numbers, but generally you're really hot at the end of the season from the All-Star break on. Really hot right now. Changing the approach. Any reason for the early slugfest here?
No, man. I'm just like I said, I'm excited. We have, this is the best team I've been on, and I'm just excited. So I think it was more, not worrying about myself too much. I just want to win and do whatever I can to win, and usually we're trying to do that. Everything else takes care of itself.
Bill Schroeder was mentioning when Brewer fans come to the park, they know they're going to see you because you want to play every inning, and especially when the team's playing so well.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, this is a great team, and, I want to be out there. So if it's not broken or bleeding out, I'm going to play.
Prince, congratulations. We appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right, Craig, the hottest hitter in baseball right now. Back to you.
Well, and Brewer fans, he's wearing Brewer blue. That's the good news right now.